Welcome to Pause for Peace, folks. I hope you are having a fabulous Valentine's weekend. This podcast being released to you on February 15th, 2026. It's Transfiguration of the Lord Sunday in the liturgical season. Those of us in the Christian household celebrating this special day when the light of Jesus just was so clear before the eyes of those he took up a mountain with him. And I want to spend some time on this Pause for Peace talking about peace. I was struck at the opening ceremonies of the Winter Olympics, that moment when this gorgeous actress comes walking out on the center of that incredible stage there in Milan, and she has this beautiful dress on that accented this heart shape in the center of her chest, which was amazing, and this gorgeous black gown she was wearing, Charlize Theron, and this tall, statuesque woman who began by quoting Nelson Mandela. I'm a big lover of Nelson Mandela, and Charlize quoted him because it's one of her countrymen. She herself is a South African woman who has made an amazing contribution through film all over this world. Nelson Mandela is reminding us about peace. And Charlize was actually there, is what I've read since, as a UN ambassador to the games, to be one to say, hey y'all, this is the time. She's not from the South, she didn't say it that way, but hey y'all, this is the time we stop all the other conflicts, all the other fights, all the other wars that go on in the world. Literally the history of the world was such that everybody made that commitment to stop for these games and to allow us to unite as a world. Isn't this an amazing idea that we could unite as a world to be inspired by these people who play out these Olympic games, who give their all, who whether they're somebody who's been training in South Africa or Jamaica or the United States of America or France or the Netherlands and Italy, Tokyo, Japan, wherever, the Hong Kong delegation, wherever they have been training in this world, they come together to bring the whole world into this focus. This is an amazing thing that still happens in this world today, and we get it for Summer Olympics and Winter Olympics. And Charlize was kind of reminding us with her words that this is the time for peace. This is a time that we can be in harmony with one another, even though the athletes are going to compete against each other, of course, but they're also competing against their best, so that they are seeking to give it their all, not just for an Olympic world record, but also for their own personal best. They can inspire us and can teach us to be those who strive for our dreams and who actually are united with others who are doing the same thing. It's amazing when we hear the stories from the athletes, how many of them, they know each other, no matter where they are and or have been training in the world. They've been growing up together in their sport. So these are people who have forged bonds of friendship despite any other definition outside of their own sport. If you're a figure skater and you're competing all around the world against the same people, you're going to get to know one another. You spend time in the Olympic Village together. So this is a time when we can focus on being united and being clear about what peace is. Nelson Mandela has beautiful words about that. You can find the clip from the opening games or the opening ceremony of the Olympics. I actually shared a children's book about peace, If Peace Is, it's called. And the author, I'm forgetting her name right now, I believe it's Sarah Baskwill, I believe, If Peace Is. But there's this glorious part in the center of the book where like hands come together, the characters looking very differently, and like saying that peace is a promise we make one another. Peace is a promise we make one another. And you turn the page and it says that peace is the promise we make one another on the one page. It's the promise to love, to care, and to protect each other. Like, I don't know if you ever were taught growing up that peace is a promise, that I will love, I will care, I will protect one another. I don't know if you were ever taught that. That's how clear peace is according to this children's book. And when we think about it, like, yeah, when I make that commitment to everybody around me that I'm going to love, I'm going to care, I'm going to protect, like not through violence, because that would not be loving and caring. I'm going to protect through love and care. I'm going to set good boundaries then, right, of course, for myself and others. I'm going to love, care, and protect, like LPC. Like, that's my promise that I make to the whole world, that that's how I'm going to live. Like, isn't that an amazing thing to think about? Like, that's what peace is. It's just asking us all to commit to love, care, and protection, all wound up in one, and how that ends up looking like peace. So beautiful. Everybody in the world can make that commitment. And I'm not saying that we like have it all figured out right now, that we know like, oh yeah, this is how I can be a person that loves, cares, and protects in all that I do and say. We can be through this discipleship process. Jesus invites us to be learning all along the way as disciples of his. And in our pause for peace today, we can take some time to focus inward and to just do like a little like reflection inward on how we're doing on loving, caring, and being somebody that protects each other. So let's get ourselves focused inwardly right now. I'm going to invite you to sit in a stance that you feel supported, but not like tight. You don't need to be like in a really like challenging stance, but like supported, like you're not like slouching all over. If you want to slouch, you need to lay down flat somewhere and be supported by the earth in that way while you're in this moment of centering. And let's turn our focus inward. If you want to drop into the space of your heart, the energy, the center of your chest. This energy center, the chakra called the heart, is actually this beautiful energy of innate harmony, of unconditional love for self. When I have unconditional love for myself, I will have unconditional love for others. Go and learn what this means, Jesus might say. And I have this innate harmony then, when I can accept all the pieces of myself and all the pieces of another. It doesn't mean I stop seeking to live and inviting others to live in the way of peace. Let's take a few deep breaths. Focusing in on that space of unconditional love for self, which then flows out for unconditional love of others. Just remembering we have to have that balance of both, because to love, care, and protect everyone means I do that for myself first. I can't go out seeking to love, care, and protect everybody else in a way that like violates my own love, care, and protection of myself. So as we get in this centered position, I'll invite you to place your hands so that they are facing upwards. The palms of them are facing upwards, so that you can receive in these moments of quiet. And when you're settled, when you feel like you're getting centered in to this core of your being, that you're focused in on this space of your heart, tenderly, let us ask our self, our greater self, we might call that the Spirit of God within. Let us ask this higher wisdom, higher consciousness, what caring for myself, what loving myself, caring for myself, and protecting myself looks like for the week that lies ahead. Remember, the promise is that peace is the promise that loves, cares, and protects others. We make that promise to others, which means we have to know first, how are we loving, caring, and protecting ourselves? Protecting ourselves in a way that is loving and caring to ourselves and to others. So just listen in the stillness to see what arises when you focus your inward attention, when you are asking God that is within, what does it look like for me this week to love, to care, and to protect myself? Just listen. Just notice, just see what is given to you when you turn inward with that intention. Depending on how you're doing with loving, caring, and protecting yourself, you might be seeing or hearing or noticing like something about how you go about getting food for yourself, like what choices you make for what you eat and what you drink. Perhaps like it keeps coming up that I need to drive somewhere, I need to drive somewhere, I need to drive somewhere. And so perhaps that is the actual medicine that you need, that I'm seeking to be aware of how I'm loving, caring, and protecting myself as I drive. And as I love, care, and protect others as I drive. Maybe you're like keep having a situation going on in your family, keeps coming back up as you're coming into the silence with this intention. And that too is the medicine, to like be paying attention to how am I loving, caring, and protecting myself in reference to this family situation that's coming up. And how am I loving, caring, and protecting my family and others in this situation that keeps coming up. This is like how this whole thing happens. Sometimes we think, oh, I'm being distracted. No, that actually might be what God is seeking to show you. That as you're going about cleaning up your yard yet from the storms that we had in Middle Tennessee, like how am I loving, caring, and protecting myself and others as I do that? Let's take a few more deep breaths. With now that intention, like how am I loving, caring, and protecting others? How do I need to do that in this week that lies ahead? And before we depart these moments of stillness, I'll invite us to take just 2 more deep breaths. Now this one last deep breath. I hold it at the top of the breath, the in-breath, and then I slowly exhale it. It's like literally like the wave, gathering and crashing. And inwardly, let's express gratitude for whatever has arisen, whatever has been given, revealed, however you think about that, whatever it is you have received in these moments of stillness. This is our time to give thanks to God, to honor this presence that is in us and with us at all times, this amazing spirit that is God. When we're ready, let's bring our palms together. Put them right there at the center of our chest, center of our being, here in prayer pose. And making a commitment that whatever has arisen, like in this last moment of stillness, that whatever has arisen, make a commitment that I will indeed pay attention to it. Like, that if I have been given this gift around what am I doing to love, care, and protect myself and others in reference to, something like how I'm spending my time this week, then in this moment, in prayer pose, making that extra commitment that I indeed will heed the truth of this gift that has been given. I will seek to embody it wherever I go. Then you're ready to open your eyes and return just to regular awareness and remembering that peace is a promise we make one another, that we will love, care, and protect each other. Wherever you go, all throughout this week, keep peace and the promise of peace in mind, because it is a way that we can be embodied, we can be living, we can be moving all throughout our lives with this commitment to peace, the promise we make to one another. Have a blessed week, and I look forward to seeing you. I hope you remember Wednesday, February 18th is actually Ash Wednesday, which is the beginning of the season, the special spiritual season of Lent. You can join us for worship at noon on Wednesday. We'll be in the sanctuary for what's called an imposition of the ashes. It's a way, in some ways, it is a living out in one way to kind of like make that commitment to be a person of peace who all through season of Lent is seeking to make sense of these ashes that are crossed on our forehead. This commitment of being one that follows the Christ through whatever comes. Hope to see you for Ash Wednesday. Hope to see you for the first Sunday during the season of Lent. Have a blessed week and catch me next time on Pause for Peace.